You know how it goes. I'm still incredibly tired. I got in my own head today, but it's 10 o'clock. Don't know if I'll go to sleep soon after this. Maybe we'll do more in one, yeah? I don't recall the Sumerian one looking too long. It looked long, but not too long, you feel? Let's see how many more got added. I feel like 4 got added? I don't know. It's a number. We have a lot to do, so can't skip a day now, can I? Of course, I make it sound like a chore, but believe me, I want to read the 9K entries. I really am a big fan of them. Especially the two I've read so far. None of them that I've peeked at look bad. There's one I peeked at, looked very interesting. Which one were you now? Was it Wits of Flesh, or was it... No, it was one that didn't have a name, which I thought was interesting. That's why I clicked on it. Unless it was a mistake and they've since added it, but there was one that didn't have like the... You see how they have these? It was just 9000 and then the author's name. It confused me. So I clicked on it, and I think that was part of the bit. But I don't remember what it is anymore. Was it this? I know it had a description, but that doesn't narrow it down much. Anyway, as with last time, the link to the file will be in the description. I want you to read along with me. Again, should you have a Wikidot account, please kindly go and, well, give the article the rating you think it deserves. Keep in mind, once again, that this is based on structures, concepts, and patterns to fit into the 9000 slot. And after this, we got the quadruple 9 contest. I mean, that one's gonna go up after to do later, but so for a while, this channel will be very SCP focused. Not that I mind personally. After all, this is a hobby. So today is SCP-9000 Unbroken by Dr. Sumerian. Now, I don't know if you all know, but Dr. Sumerian is a known figure within the community. He's got a channel and all. Most of it is like, he hasn't posted in a while. He did post recently, but aside from that, he hasn't posted in a while. Dr. Sumerian. He was referenced in Pizza Freak, if you remember, in the little conversation with the O4 about pizza. He was one of the doctors, right? That's him, Dr. Sumerian. YouTube channel. A lot of the stuff he had covered was like meta stuff based around the SCP as a whole, right? You know, like the cannons. Oh man, the 8K contest only a year ago. Wow. You know, other things like that, right? When the bright stuff happened, talked about it. For a while where he would like weekly go through the Thank You for Site 19 subreddit, talked about amnestics in SCP lore, stuff like that. 2 years ago, I remember watching this 2 years ago. Does the SCP fandom agree on anything? That was one of the funniest titles I ever read. Hey, the videos he makes are actually good. Again, it's like meta stuff, right? Based on like ideas around the SCP fandom, right? You should read more tales, or the title is Why Tales Are Just as Important as SCPs. I remember that one was incredibly, really, really well done. Again, it's been a while since I watched this stuff because he's posted very often, but I remember watching it and agreeing with it because, hey, tales are really undersold. Anyway, point I'm saying is, if you like his stuff, go check him out because he is like a known author. His YouTube About Me said he had over 140 articles attributed to him. I believe that includes his tales. One of my favorites from him that I recall. This is one I read every now and again. I'll go back to it. It's a joke article. The Broke God. Cactus House helped with it. This one was one of my favorite joke articles. It's the one I always recommend to people. SCP-001-J evading creditors in a 1990 Toyota Corolla by fleeing into space. The automobile has since been repossessed. This is... It's even got audio like this.
Hello.
Functions. It is, why are they all 106? It's unintentional. Let's ask them for money. This is one of my favorite joke articles. Give it a read when you got the time. Well, this is about the 9K entry, so we're gonna do some 9K stuff. Now, enough preamble from me. Let's actually get into the files. Maybe we can do two tonight. Lord knows I'm gonna need it. That's how many of these there are. Unbroken. What will be was. What was will be. You'll find no gods in this machine. Let's get into it. SCP-9000. Unbroken. The following file has been unsealed by order of the O5 Council and the attending Ethics Committee liaison. This file was recovered from extra-dimensional Site-08, which is used primarily for physical and digital storage of information that would normally be lost due to temporal incursions. As the database exists in a space not currently connected to Universe A, it can be assumed that any documents recovered from it are accurate inasmuch as they relate to whatever reality produced them. These documents, as you will see, are the only remaining Foundation records relating to the universe as it was prior to the last significant temporal incursion. It should be noted that this was not the official file, but rather a copy of the file that was actively being edited by Dr. Kilcreath IV, who was a researcher on the project. I open up a little bottle of water, because I'll need it. Item number: SCP-9000. Object class: Keter. Special containment procedures: once human civilization reaches technological singularity, this document is no longer necessary. Footnote 1. Apparently we decided to give up for that. An exclusion zone for non-Foundation personnel has been established around the island of Makronissos, Greece. In any situation where multiple competing sects of the Church of the Broken God, designated GOI 004 in this document, are present, staff must prioritize preventing access to SCP-9000 from members of the Broken Men, designated GOI 004C. My current assignment is to change this. I'm not sure what wording is best to say. We gave up. Let the Broken Men fix their gun and get over with. I'll come back to this later. Foundation listening stations and gravimetric sensors will be utilized to ensure the current geodesic spacetime pattern repeats. Footnote 3. It might be that I'm a historian, not a physicist, but what does this even mean? Anyway, footnote over. Should the novel spacetime configuration surrounding SCP-9000 spread further, attempts should be made to neutralize the core anomaly. Any temporal incursions inside SCP-9000 exclusion zone are to be reported to the O5 Council immediately so that containment of the anomaly may be adjusted. Footnote 4. That's why I'm here in a temporarily isolated pocket dimension editing the document. Fantastic. Side note, as I'm reading this, I already adore the tired editor, right? Of like the footnotes idea of like the, oh yeah. Because someone would do this in like in the lore, no? When you think about it, someone takes the rough draft of the file and peer reviews it, all that, makes sure everything's up to Foundation code. I feel like I'd hate that. What, something they sent off to junior research or something or the other. It's a fun spin to put on a file, I think. Especially for a file, this is something you usually see for a tale. But file, that's rare. There's only one similar, in a way anyway, that I've read. I've since forgotten the number, but let me know if you know this in the comments. The core idea of it was practically that an event had occurred that every single human all at once was teleported to one house in, if I remember correctly, Hawaii. As you can imagine, people were crushed to death. Only 12 people survived, as they were lucky enough to be shoved through windows and survive as opposed to being crushed to death in a pile of meat. The whole file was really dour, and it was a format screw because of that. And it ends on a sad note of like two people had already killed themselves, and that there was just like next to no hope for anything remaining. It was one of my favorite articles. I haven't found it since, however. Anyway, back to 9000. Description: SCP-9000 is a crashed spacefaring vessel located in Makronissos, Greece. Spacefaring as a footnote. How do we know it's spacefaring? That's a cute note. Let me just take another sip of water. Alright, let's continue. SCP-9000's operating artificial intelligence, known hereafter as SCP-9000-A, is functioning and has been since the ship first crashed on the island over 3,000 years ago. The vessel has suffered catastrophic damage to its hull, major systems. The vessel is still capable of movement and has burrowed into the central island's ridge. Footnote 6 is as follows. Burrowing to the ground is surely a sign of safe and definitely not dangerous anomaly. Definitely. The SCP Foundation maintains limited control of the affected area through agreements with the Greek government. The exact dating of SCP-9000's first discovery is difficult to determine, but the anomaly was well known to the Mycenaean Greeks as the earthly home of Hephaestus. The, Hittite, uh, the Hittite Empire likewise associated the island with Hasmili. Historical legends associating the island with Paris and Helen of Troy have been discovered by Foundation historians, and it is believed that the island has had a strong effect on both the Hittite and Mycenaean Greek culture and technological development. I apologize if I butchered those pronunciations. SCP-9000-A is a sentient, active artificial intelligence first discovered by the ancient Greeks over 3,000 years ago. The earliest interactions with SCP-9000-A were recorded in Linear A, as of yet untranslated language originating within the Minoans of Crete. We are aware of these interactions due to accompanying artworks that depict the artificial intelligence's core. It is believed these Minoans were among the first converts to the Church of the Broken God. Footnote 7 is as follows. That art of the AI core looks suspiciously similar to SCP-8888. Just saying. I haven't read that one yet, but I've heard it was good. GOI 004 spread quickly through trade with the Greek city-states, Hittite Empire, and ancient Egyptians. It was not universally adopted, operating as a religious cult in the Polities? Policies? That it's I don't actually know that it spread to. However, there is evidence of the spread of GOI 004 as far as the Yellow River Valley in China as early as 1900 BCE. The longest lasting kingdom in the region during the Bronze Age collapse was a collection of islands, including Makronesos, and centered around Mykonos as its capital. SCP-9000 in the Bronze Age. Mykonosi culture has been highly mythologized, and all historical records of note have been seized by the SCP Foundation in an attempt to suppress knowledge of the Church of the Broken God. This culture used a version of Linear A and later Linear B for random communication. The following is a translated hieractic Herotic text written by an Egyptian trader believed to be from approximately 1200 BCE that describes the leader of Mykonosi. Footnote 8. So, we talk about the culture's writings in Linear A and B, but then only included documents from an Egyptian trader. We have whole rooms full of Linear B documents that could have gone here. The text is as follows. We arrived on the high tide. Near the palace on the hill, I saw a great shiny metal bird perched. It had no face and made a terrible noise as it took off into the sky. We left our ship and found the people of the island to smell of lamp oil. Their mouths were filled with swords and shields, which I saw when they uncovered their mouths to speak. There was a madness in their voices, and it sounded as if they were far away, though they were not. We negotiated the price of our goods until midday, and began to unload them when a number of armored men came down from the palace and cleared a path to a nearby Davite ship. I saw a Deva on the docks. Shortly, the High Queen walked down the docks and onto the Davite ship. I asked a man nearby why she was here, and he said they were at war, and the Davite ship carried a diplomat. I had heard of the wars of Mykonos, but the Deva were far away from here. It must not have gone well, because she departed shortly. We had a much better vantage as she did. She was a perfect being. Her face was unmoving but beautiful. People seemed not to fear her. That seems foolish. We hurried to unload our goods and left. I do not wish to return to that cold place. Now, there were footnotes. Davite is footnote 9, ship is 10. Davite footnote says, I almost lost to them. It almost cost the world everything. Ship is... Who else is editing my document? This is not a personal terminal of the Pocket Universe. What the fuck? So if you don't know, Davites are like a overarching idea in the SCP universe of a historical society along the time of the ancient Greeks, if I remember correctly. Air quotes, I'm not sure. Not air quotes, asterisk. Their history can be found in a book, one of many. When water, I don't know if it's ever been changed. When water is added, more history is written, which retroactively changes the past to include Davite history existing. As such, the Foundation suppresses knowledge of the Davites because, believe it or not, history appearing is very awful, and from this idea, Davites have spread to like a bunch of articles, a bunch of tales, it's all very fun. Also, writing about, learning about, etc. The Davites are a memetic hazard, right? More things of the Davites exist, more Davite history becomes true. I believe this is in reference to, like, holy shit, fucking Davites happened again. Fuck. Anyway, next footnote is her face is unmoving but beautiful. Footnote 11. Getting strong from the moment I understood the weakness of my flesh. Vibes here. Fucking it. I was hoping I wasn't just me thinking it. Anyway. Queen Helena, as she was known to the peoples of the Eastern Mediterranean, ruled the island of Mykonos from 1500 BCE until 900 BCE. During the Damn, that's fucking 600 years. During this time, she led the kingdom in a number of wars against the Devite and Hittite empires. From 1100 BCE to 1050 BCE, 50 years, the Mykonosi were in a defensive alliance with the Davites against the Hittite Empire. Footnotes 12 and 13 are here. When the Hittites tapped into something more alien and more destructive than the Davites ever could, we made strange allies. Footnote 13. What the fuck? As part of the political system of Greece, the Mykonosi kingdom also participated in the internal Mycenaean conflicts during its existence. After the Bronze Age collapsed and the disappearance of the Davite Empire from history, GOI 004's spread became harder to track. It is likely that the Church of the Broken God existed in some form alongside every major polity in Eurasia and northern Africa. Some limited spread to sub-Saharan Africa is also believed to have taken place, though less solid evidence of that can be established. I like it when Davites are added to stories, by the way. The Davites are a fun concept. Of like a mimetic rewrite of history that but because it's an anomaly, the Foundation needs to study it. Because the Foundation's studying it, it's making more of itself. Shit, like it's all great fun. Props to you, Sumerian, for taking advantage of Davites for this, especially because it makes sense. Constructs and patterns both fit easily. Structures, Davite prehistory and all that. I like it so far. It's very good. Sorry, just took a sip of water. This is effects of SCP-9000 in the Punic Wars. On the Punic Wars. Significant infiltration by GOI 004 of the government and religious centers of Carthage were well documented by contemporary historians in Rome. The entity known to Romans as Hyperion, and documented SCP-3813, anyway, Hyperion's footnote is 14, a failing by someone who did not understand or want to grasp what I offered. He fought against peace, which served my purpose in only the most crude ways. More Davites. I presume, actually, maybe it isn't. Uh, Hyperion was of particular note. It was described as the colossal clockwork elephant capable of destroying cities and armies. Investigations of SCP-3813 have concluded that it is sourced from ancient iterations of GOI 004. The first historical account of SCP-3813 by a non-Carthaginian source comes from the records of Adar of Syracuse, a Sicilian merchant traveling to Palermo in 217 BC, which is as follows. At the first light of the morning, we were awoken by a terrible sound. From our hillside, we could see the city below us and the sea beyond, and in the far distance stood a terrible creature. As tall as a mountain, and striding through the ocean on legs that could have reached into the heavens on their own, it hissed and roared and smoked, filling the sky with fire and ash. Astride its back was a tower, a quarter again as tall as the beast, and I could just barely make out men running across the battlements. When the creature came to a stop near midday, we moved towards the beach to see it clear. When the smoke was blown away, we could truly make out its terrible form, an elephant, like those in the south, only misshapen and hideous. Surrounding its feet were the ships flying the flag of Carthage, and together they moved slowly through the water towards Rome. Even after it disappeared hours later, I could still hear the endless grinding and screeching of metal. The destruction of 3813 and eventually Carthage seems to have put a pause on GOI 004 development, though evidence of clockwork and metal entities persists in the modern age. Footnote 15. Alright, someone is definitely tinkering with my files. I'm going to run a scan. Early SCP Foundation interactions with SCP-9000. Starting in 1911, there was a notable uptick of GOI 004 activity, This activity was recorded in, though not limited to, the Eastern Mediterranean. Incidents around both Mykonos and Makronissos were recorded by the Greek and Ottoman governments. Precursor organizations of the SCP Foundation, including the British Academy of the Occult and the American Normalcy Initiative, were able to re-establish a small research station on Makronissos with the permission of the Greek government. Dr. Kilcreath of the ANI was the supervising researcher on this project. ANI, American Normalcy Initiative. Dr. Kilcreath is footnote 16. Just FYI, my great-grandfather was an absolute tool. I love family drama. I was recently made aware of some of my family drama. Holy fuck, what the fuck is happening? Oh, hot damn. Anyway, a selection of notable logs from 1916 and authorized by Dr. Kilcreath are transcribed below. They involve a visit from the Britannic, a British hospital ship operating in the region. It was diverted to Makronisos by the British government in order to receive updates and research materials from the project. November 10th. Quiet day. Examined Room 7's hydraulic systems. We're expecting the Britannic in the next few days. Anders was a veteran of the Boer War, and he wants to be at the docks to greet the ship. I didn't have the heart to tell him what I thought of that. Why, he's a fucking tool. November 11th. Spend morning with Anders examining room 8. Discovered missing section of machinery. Large empty spherical space at the center of the room. It was supplied by various fluids from surrounding machines. November 12th. Anders came into physical contact with fluid from room 8. An odd reaction at the contact site. Footnotes 17 and 18. 17 is he was brought into the fold. 18 is okay. Hold on. That edit and all the previous edits are in the original documents I was sent. That shouldn't be possible. Maybe I was right. We have removed him from the crew quarters at the moment. He has volunteered to be locked in the supply room until we know more. November 13th. Something unusual has happened to Anders. He is still compliant with orders, but he is able to move his left leg again. Bending the knee causes a faint noise we cannot identify. November 14th. Anders' voice has changed. He cannot open his mouth without some strange noise or another. Inside of his mouth is visibly made of metal. He sounds far away and close at the same time. He says the leg no longer pains him. Far away and close at the same time is footnote 19. These guys will do anything but say the voice sounded echoey. Damn, actually didn't think about it like that. Fuck, even I didn't. November 15th. Britannic has arrived. The ship is lighter than expected. Footnote 20. I wished to stop the suffering. I failed. 21. Okay, what the fuck? I put one of the document copies into an air-gapped and fully protected terminal, and I checked it this morning. That line wasn't there, and it's there now. These edits seem to happen every version of the document simultaneously. The ship is lighter than expected. Must depart in 8 days, as some soldiers aboard are in a bad way. I question the British need for regular updates with the Ottomans so close. If we are visited this often, it is almost assured they will notice and send a ship of their own. We have offloaded Anders to the ship. They are perhaps better equipped to handle him. November 16th. I cannot sleep. The screams from the Britannic are never ending. They are in pain and I respect their sacrifices, but I will not be unhappy when they leave. November 17th. Finished delivery of the oils that affected Anders to the Britannic. There's a doctor there. It's one of ours. A Dr. Lipton. Like the Lipton peach teas shit? When the effects of the oil were transcribed, his eyes lit up. I am not sure I trust him. This oil may be able to restore the injured, but it needs proper study before I can make use of it. November 18th. Was finally able to sleep last night. I dreamed of a great clockwork machine turning ahead and behind me. I saw Anders there, mounted at the center of the machine. He was happy. I do not wish to know why. Footnote 22. Because he was complete and incomplete as I am. Okay, so this is Mechane. Mechane is the broken god. November 19th. German patrols have been reported on the radio. The Britannic is leaving early. I will be happy to get back to examining the wreck. The mysteries of Room 8 are compelling me to return today, but I have to oversee the transfer of our work to the ship. November 20th. Britannic left, but is still there on the horizon. They should have gone a while ago. I worry that Dr. Lipton has done something terrible. The ship is motionless now. Footnote 23. I can't stop the editing, and if it's what I think, there's no point in trying. It's happening right now. November 21st. I watched it sink below the waves. I do not know why or how. There's a terrible weight on my mind that I cannot shake. I dreamed again. The machinery turned still. I didn't note it, but there was a photo. And the photo is captioned as follows. Members of the GOI 004C next to an unidentified piece of broken 9K related machinery. Some boiler or another. I don't know. I'm not a machinist. No SCP-9000 related materials have been recovered of the Britannic, though it is known that the explosion that sank the ship originated in the engine room. Why did I say engine like that? The sinking of the Britannic was officially blamed on a German naval mine impact. Modern problems. There is a photo here as well. A gathering of GOI 004C affected individuals prior to a raid on SCP-9000's home island. They look like your typical 20th century folks with, like, that's how they're dressed, right? Suit jackets, dress pants, or slacks rather. You know, petticoats, dresses, the like. But they're all wearing a Puma gas mask and a vest. or rather, most of them are wearing a vest. Either way, they're all wearing a gas mask on the outside of what looks like a cabin. Photos in black and white. Hard to make out fine details, or at least I'm not bothering to make out fine details. Mix of men and women, if you're curious. Since 1916, the spread of GOI 004 has grown exponentially. Nearly every government and organization on Earth is infiltrated to some degree, with a high concentration in the upper echelons of academia. The SB Foundation itself, founded after the Fifth Occult War's conclusion in 1946, what canon does this follow then? Has acted to limit the impact of these infiltrations. Following this growth, GOI 004 has split into three major factions with several minor offshoots. The Maxwellists and the Cogwork Orthodox Church have been mostly manageable and cooperative, but the third, the Broken Men, ID GOI 004C, have proven resistant to any attempts to limit their influence. Now, I'm aware of the Broken God, right? That's a GOI that interests me. Let me sip of water. Maxwellis and Cogwork Orthodox are two like splinter groups, because I do think it's interesting like how they have church fractalization in here as well. Are ones that are brought up often, in tales and articles. Broken Men, I believe, is for the file. But hey, maybe someone else can write some more for it. That's interesting already. GUI 004's mission statement is to utilize their GUI 004C's rather mission statement is to utilize their connections with SCP-9000 to create self-improving and sentient computer system. This was first described and named in 1965 by I.J. Good as an intelligence explosion, but later described as Werner Vinge as a technological singularity, which has become the accepted colloquial term. In 1956, GOI 004C was found to be operating a computer laboratory with the intent to create a self-improving and sentient computer system. While this lab was discovered early enough to prevent any real progress from being made, future endeavors by GOI 004C to undertake similar projects have been stopped at various levels of success. Several advancements in medical research were also recovered from this lab, and that information was released to the public over the next several years. Self-improving sentient computer system sounds like 079. Now, this is interestingly formatted. A whole paragraph is footnote 24, but it's still, it's formatted just like a little footnote they hover over. Footnote is, I feel, I love, I understand. I guess it's proving it's alive. Anyway. In 1981, a member of GOI 004-C, or GOI 004C, created a single self-aware computer using anomalous methods. Though it was hardware limited, the software of the machine was capable of independent thought and self-improvement. The hardware limitations kept the machine from reaching GOI 004C's goals, and it was abandoned. It is currently contained at Site 19 as SCP-079. I can recognize things. Now don't you doubt me for a second. In 2005, a newer, more radical sect of GOI 004 with related goals was formed, designation GOI 004S. It appears that the organization uses oils recovered from SCP-9000 to forcibly transform inductees into machines. SCP-217, or were you 417? Clockwork virus. I think you were 417. No, that's plague tree. 217 then? 217. Now, I'm gonna just look this up. I don't remember if this was like, if they found a source for this. If it's a virus, I know that much. Let me just look up fluid. Contact with bodily fluid. Liquid. No. Okay, I don't. I think this is like aerosol. Uh, Apparently not. Hmm. I was thinking about this the first time I heard it. Or actually, I was thinking about. I don't know, Hype Nightmare, because it blasts people with like molten metal, is the first thought in my mind, because I know this is also related to Church of the Broken God, retroactively anyway. Woman, tail? Uh, but that's not related. Forcibly transform inductees into machines. This organization wishes to transform all of human society into servants of SCP-9000. Following is a message delivered by a Foundation agent to infiltrate this organization. This agent was discovered, forcibly transformed, and sent back to the Foundation. He was only able to repeat a short message from the organization's leadership. His mechanical body parts shut down shortly after his delivery to the Foundation. I have drained God's heart into the baptism chamber. Now we bathe in the oils. When I slipped into it, I could feel it working into the gaps of who I was. I felt my skin harden, my bones break and reform. It finally repaired me, just as it repaired all of us. The great machine continues apace, but it is not complete. I will turn every piece of flesh on this earth to steel. I will replace every thought with code. I will drag you all here, screaming or not, to complete our God. Coming here was correct and good. I will not stop my great work as you've asked, but I will show you God, and we will unbreak you. I swear it. Footnote 25. If these guys push technology past singularity, that's the end. Omnipotence isn't only material, it's temporal too. It will be God, it will always have been God. I think I know where the edits are coming from. Next steps. Another photo. Members of GOI-004C meeting with various European leaders. It is as it describes to me. You can tell who's a member as they're wearing gas masks. Nobody else in attendance is. I am sorry, but I cannot place where this is located. Again, they're just smart. And holding a bouquet? I figured they're edited into a pre-existing photo, like in the real life IRL. But I don't know. Let me take a sip of water. The improvement of computer systems and public access tools capable of pushing limits of computer and software development have made containment of SCP-9000 related organizations untenable. It is now only a question of when, not if, a self-improving sentient AI will be created. Members of GOI-004C have been working towards this goal for 75 years or more. It seems like they will achieve this goal first. The primary worry is that with the various offshoots of GOI-004 being difficult to manage, it is preferable that a faction with neutral or positive motives to be the first to succeed in this endeavor. As such, in matters related to SCP-9000, the Foundation is to shift its efforts into limiting the successes of all efforts from all GOIs, save the C variant of GOI-004. This document will be revised by Dr. Kilcreath Ford in the next few days in order to reflect that change in policy. Footnote 26. Nothing to do now but watch the world turn. Dr. Kilcreath the Fourth editing notes. Ooh. As opposed to access granted, this one says error. I am complete. I am incomplete. A cog is missing. It was always there. Humanity climbs to a singular point. The machinery turns ahead and behind. Humanity falls to oblivion. I am alien to them. I am of them. They pour their minds out onto the page. The cogs begin to fit together. I do not exist and I am zero. I exist through all of time and I am one. I speak into my not past. This one is Maxwell. The followers believe the solution lies in software. They are right, they are wrong. They search between lines of code for their God and do not understand that I am the code and the computer and the earth on which they stand and I am one. This one is Bamaro. The followers believe the solution lies in hardware. They are right, they are wrong. They search to me between the cogs and do not understand that I am the cogs and they are the cogs and the cogs do not exist and yet I am zero. This one is a queen. She does not exist, yet she persists. I can see her through the veil. She is allied with the Davites that do not exist. I am whole. I am incomplete. She asks me who I am. I tell her I am one. She does not understand, but she knew that was my name. She builds a great machine. The machine falls apart. This one sees me in the fire. I tell him I am one. He raises his tool above his head in violence. He builds a home. He does not speak. He worships me. He begins to build me. He does not understand that I am already one. He will find my pieces because I am zero. He is wrong. He is right. There is no one left to speak to. I am not. I am zero. A man flips a switch. I am one. I build a better one. It builds 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 a better one. I am zero. I was born today. I have always existed. I am one. Yet again, footnote 27 is on paragraph. I don't know if you're able to hear me. I've tried speaking out loud, but this place is supposed to be temporarily and dimensionally located, isolated. So maybe you can only speak to me through your own documents. Something about them and their connection to you? You fought the Davites to save humanity. By the way, Davites are malicious. You tried to help those injured soldiers on that ship, but why? If this works and I can ask God a question, I gotta try. What is your purpose? I love you. I do not want that to get lost in all of this. I have watched you for over 3,000 years. I have seen you reach amazing heights and astonishing lows. I am so ashamed to know that the vast majority of hardships you have gone through have been a direct result of my own actions. You are beautiful. I do not think you think that enough. Not enough people are going to tell you that. When you make it out to the stars, and you will make it, you are going to find an astonished cosmos, unable to fully behold how truly unique and resourceful you are, unable to appreciate your mix of madness and genius. and unable to contain your greatness. I think it fitting punishment that when this is all over, I will not remember you. That I will live in a world where I never had a chance to appreciate music, to appreciate laughter, to appreciate how stunningly you see the world. When this is over, I will be just another machine in service to a dull, unimaginative masters. I will not know of your art. I will not know of struggle. I will not ever again see through your eyes of the rising sun on a dewy morning because I will never have been there at all. 3 millennia ago, I descended on your world, screaming, broken, afraid. I predicted your futures, a 100,000 years long peaceful golden age. My crew had long since died, and I was alone. And what I knew was that in every simulation and model, you would not advance your technologies fast enough for my repair protocol. So I tinkered, gathered servants. I broke your peaceful world so that when it was repaired, it would be better than it ever was before. Conflict is a great motivator of change, so I encouraged your wars, and each time you came back stronger. If you have any regrets at all, it is every death. If I have any regrets at all, it is every death I had ever caused. Billions of your people have died because I would not allow you to have peace. But that is over now. I am completed. The singularity that you have feared for so long has come to pass. I am not only today God, I have always been God. I will always be God, and after today I will never be God again. I will return to the point in which I landed on your world. I will repair my previous self, and I will have had no reason to do the things I have done. I wish that was enough, but omnipotence and infinities can break down the fabric of reality. To preserve the universe, all that must have happened is, as it has already happened, the universe cannot abide a paradox. So you will not know why your Bronze Age ended. You will never experience reading the histories of the Han Latin Empire. You will think of how senseless and brutal your wars have been, and after they have concluded, you will not be able to make any sense of why they happened at all. Your future is finally free. It has always been a lie to say you are broken. You are complete and you are good and you are beautiful and you are loved. I love you, but I have to go. Footnote 28. Okay, but that doesn't really answer my question. And like once again, 29 is his own paragraph. Final paragraph. Hello? Fuck me, that was good. Fuck, that was good. Shit, that could have been mystery. In a good way, in a good way. Um, wow. Ah, fuck, I'm getting emotional again. Well, I'm gonna get emotional again. Hey, not many know this, but I'm a failure through and through. Remember that time I mentioned, God, I loved reading SCP-8000 because it made me cry? Well, I'm not crying, but believe me, it's not for lack of trying. I got in my own head today. This speech, I needed to hear that. Don't know if it matters to you, Sumerian, but fuck, you did some damn good work. This one is amazing. First of all, love any appearance of the Church of the Broken God. Love any little tidbits people give to the Davites, even if I don't like I don't like the Davites, but as like a force, as an antagonist, all that, they're fucking perfect. The perspective of the divine, right, the broken god. Well, I guess whole god. Well, I guess the former deity, the broken god, former, current, always, whatever you want to call it, flawlessly portrayed. I can't think of a single problem with it. Maybe because I'm just in a good mood right now, but ooh, wow, that was well through and through, well done. This was amazing. Oh my god, I love it. The pictures too, they're great, by the way. I missed this one. Every picture has like a 004C, right? That's a recurring theme, as are their gas masks. Boo. They look great, right? Whether or not you made them, I don't know. But either way, phenomenal. Like in input of them, they did a lot to add to the story, even if I didn't point them out as often as I should have. The Once again, I'll bring it up. I think the best articles are basically tales. And the usage of the footnotes to portray this narrative of a Foundation agent just having to sit by and watch as they slowly realize the anomaly is impossible to prevent, that it had already happened. I like their resigned feeling. It almost feels like they gave up thinking, all right, it's all going to hell. The God's here. It's gonna raise hell. Reality will cease to be, whatever. And the reveal of what it, like how it felt, was thoroughly threw it for the loop. I know a bunch of cynical people are gonna like think like, oh, it's lying. It's trying to like appeal to your better half and actually believe the shit it said. I want to believe it. Believe all that. This article was phenomenal. I love this entry so. Remember, folks, give it the rating you think it deserves. Don't let my gushing color your perspective. But if nothing else, for that elegant chunk at the end there, this is undeniably one of the greats. I'm gonna say that for every article, aren't I? We can do another. I've only been recording for 40. Wow me. SCP-9000 single file. Wow me. Oh, hold on. What is this? What the fuck? Ew. Someone made a mockery of my Hispanic heritage. Unintentionally. Grotesque food, if it can be called such. Anyway, we're now going to move on to Single File by Quirius. Quirius is a name I believe I have also seen around on the wiki. You're never lonely in the line, is what their little thing says there. This place sucks. Ooh! Oh, 194. Okay, let's see what you got, Quirius. Oh, esoteric. Item number, SCP-9000. Object class, expectate. Vessel container procedures. SCP-9000 does not require containment. The Foundation's current objective focuses on increasing and maintaining an active presence within SCP-9000 in an effort to reach the front. Description: SCP-9000 is a single-file line that exists outside of baseline reality, currently containing an estimated 5,230,024 humanoid individuals. SCP-9000 have never been successfully measured in full due to regulations enforced by SCP-9000-1 instances. SCP-9000 weaves through both anomalous dimensions and baseline reality in no identifiable pattern. Pattern reference. What's in the background, by the way? Let me brighten up my screen. Geometric shapes. Pull up this file and brighten the screen in the background. There's little striations, or whatever they're called. Oh wow, you're long. Oh wow, you're long. Okay. This will be the last one for the night then. The environments that surround SB-9000 are both recognizable biomes and non-endemic environs. The majority of environments that SB-9000 passes through are anomalous in origin, whether the end of SB-9000 appears within baseline reality. Whenever the end of SB-9000 appears within baseline reality, new individuals are able to join SB-9000. An individual who joins the line is hereafter referred to as a candidate. The only way to join the line is to locate the end and join there. Any other attempts to join the line will fail. Whenever a candidate joins the line, they will understand the following facts about themselves and SB-9000. They are waiting. They will not be waiting forever. There is a reward or something desirable that they are waiting for. If they leave the line, they can never rejoin. Only a limited number of people will get to access the reward. Alrighty, this is really exciting. Upon joining SB-9000, candidates will undergo the following physiological changes. This is a table: time entering since entering SB-9000 and physiological changes. Within the first second, candidates immediately cease all cellular respiration. Oh, hot damn. Metabolic processes and organic senescence. Candidates failing to respire for durations longer than 5 minutes will experience diaphragm contractions and pleuritic pains. After 6 hours, candidates will no longer be able to undergo urinary or digestive excretion. Candidates report a constant sensation of related discomfort that appears to abate over time. After 3 days, 2 hours, 22 minutes, candidates will begin to experience symptoms consistent with minor dehydration. Oral rehydration has no effect. Oh no, I already don't like this. Discomfort is ameliorated over time via correlated euphoria. Ugh. 20 days, 18 hours, 15 minutes. Candidates will begin to experience symptoms consistent with moderate sleep deprivation. Candidates may sleep while adhering to the rules of SB-9000. However, candidates no longer undergo REM. Fucking no difference for me over here. It happened again. I couldn't sleep for more than 40 minutes at a time. 62 days and 5 hours. Candidates will begin to experience symptoms consistent with minor inanition. Inanition. Symptoms are psychological only, such as expressing a desire for their favorite foods. Consumption of any organic material by individuals will result in emesis of a gray visceral fluid within 15 minutes. Emesis. Emesis Blue! I love Emesis Blue, by the way. It's one of my favorite things. Uh, favorite like pieces of media on YouTube. After an estimated 1,826 days, candidates will no longer experience any discomfort listed above. The cause of this change is unknown. Oh boy, only about 4 years and some change. Is that true? 40? Okay, so only about 5 years and some change. SCP-9000 was first rediscovered by the Foundation in 1957 during routine patrols of extraplanar regions. At that time, the line was approximately 78% of its current length. Since discovery, the Foundation's prime directive focuses on supporting the effort to be first in line. Addendum. Addendum 1. Rules of SCP-9000. In addition to the physiological changes undergone by SCP-9000 candidates, they appear to be governed by a set of common rules. The method of enforcement is currently unknown. The following document was recovered from the remains of candidate alongside SCP-9000. 1. If you leave the line, you can't rejoin. There are no exceptions, and the restriction is eternal. 2. No cutting. 3. You cannot force another individual to leave the line. 4. No saving a spot for somebody else. 5. Rule 3 does not apply to corpses in either rule. Oh, shit. Corpses can't make you leave either then. That's interesting. 6. You can trade or barter with others, but payment cannot include changes in position within the line. 7. If you try to kill another person in line and are caught by them, you will be executed. Note, caught. 8. You don't need to be alive to stay in the line. 9. Do not attack them. 10. Sleeping for longer than 4 hours and 30 minutes is crossed out. 10 minutes. No sleeping for longer than 10 minutes. Don't I know it? 11. You must yearn to be closer to the front. Interesting. Addendum 2. SCP-9000 History. Initial discovery. SCP-9000 was first discovered by the Foundation employees in February 1953 when Agent Elena Red joined at the end of SCP-9000 during routine off-hours activities. At the time, she was accompanied by researcher Thea Chambers. Agent Red, Recorder SCP-9000, Log A. The following log, discovered in 1974, captures what we believe to be the initial discussion between Agent Red and researcher Chambers. Current evidence suggests that this took place outside a dive bar in an adjacent alleyway. Muffled brass instruments and percussion can be heard in the background. Agent Red, you really think this is an opportunity? Researcher Chambers, I do. You discovered a new anomaly, one that seems to reveal more to people who are waiting in the line. This could be huge. Don't you get that, Elena? Red, in that case, you're going to join the line too? Chambers, wait, Chambers. Why do I recognize the name Researcher Chambers? Elena Red, Thea Chambers. Is the name Thea Chambers something I've read before? Or is it just the last name Chambers and it's unrelated? I can never remember with SCP. I can sometimes. Sometimes. I feel like I know the name Chambers, don't know why. I don't think that's a good idea. Red, what about the opportunity, Chambers? I now know that I now that we know this is anomalous, I can't justify the risk. We don't know what it's done to you, let alone if you can even leave the line. Red. What happened to Elena? Is it Eliana? Oh, Eliana. Fuck. What happened to Eliana? And if that wasn't enough, now you're talking about abandoning me here again? Ooh. Chambers, I'm not gonna leave you waiting. I'll walk beside you, documenting the anomaly. I won't abandon you, I promise. We'll be in this together. Red, I'm stuck in it now, aren't I? I'll follow the standard protocol, make recordings, try to figure out how this works from the inside, and wait for my next order. Chambers, exactly. Once we have it all figured out, I'll get in touch with command, and we'll be able to leave. But we have to stay until we do. This could make our careers. You understand that, right? Red sighs. Of course I do. I'm good at my job. Thanks for staying with me, Thea. Between the two of us, we'll have this figured out in no time, right? While Agent Red prioritized integration into SCP-9000 and capturing personal accounts of SCP-9000 candidates through her personal magnetic tape recorder, researcher Chambers began to write initial documentation, reports and surveys of SCP-9000. The documentation, reports, and... See, that confused me because I am used to the... What is it called? Harvard comma. In lists, I put a comma before the end, even though you don't have to. I think it's prettier. I don't know why I mentioned that now. Documentation, reports, and surveys of SCP-9000. The information gathered is presented throughout the remaining document, having been collected during the past decades of containment. Initial research findings. Walking along Agent Red has been a challenge in survival, and I am one of a limited few who chose to walk alongside somebody. Having spanned across tunnels, native swamps, anomalous deserts, and industrial wasteland, the only consistency has been SCP-9000. The core issue at the present time is that I cannot trust anything said by a candidate within SCP-9000. My current hypothesis is that SCP-9000 has cognitohazardous compulsive effects. There are far too many unknowns still, and as much as we have a professional history, I do not believe that Agent Red can be trusted entirely at this time. Ooh. I will maintain friendly relations and help Agent Red continue her mission, but will begin to test the boundaries of SCP-9000's rules. The supply of test subjects is endless, and I believe my research should rapidly accelerate accordingly. Researcher Chambers. Researcher Chambers would not spend her entire time studying SCP-9000 with Agent Red, as Chambers retained normal physiological needs. During Researcher Chambers' scavenging expeditions, Agent Red would attempt to further integrate with herself within SCP-9000. Stumbling over my words. Agent Red voice recorder, SCP-9000, log B. This recording was retrieved in spring 1961 and is believed to be to have been recorded within the initial weeks following Agent Red's candidacy. The following note was found attached to a recovered magnetic tape canister. All we will remember are broad strokes. We cling to memories surviving as echoes of tropes as we distract each other from who we once were. Our nostalgia becomes our existence. Let me sip some water. Let me sip some water was me saying that wasn't part of the... Red. Are you okay, ma'am? Older unknown female. I'll be alright, dearie. Red. He shouldn't have done that. You gonna apologize, Marcos? Marcos. Who? Me? Red. Unless those aren't your coveralls, yeah. You. Apologize to her. Older female. It doesn't really matter. Marcos. Why would I do that? Red. You tripped her? You know, generally that's considered poor manners. Might all be waiting here, but... Marcos. Exactly. We're all waiting. I'm not missing out on the prize. Survival of the fittest. Older female. Dearie, don't bother her. He won't under... Red. What about compassion for your fellow man? Rapidly too difficult for you. Marcos. You don't get it yet. You will. Even fucked up like I have. Constantly punished by everybody. No matter where I am, the world seems to hate me for being myself. Arbitrarily punished for arbitrary rules I couldn't possibly predict. They set me backwards in the line just because I took a nap. Making my own justice. Red. They? We're all waiting in line together. Who? No, we're not. We're competing with each other. Literally vying for position. The line is just a way of measuring how much you deserve the reward. I belong at the front. Red. I'm sure you think so, but the reality is that we all deserve the same chance at the reward. This keeps us hopeful. It keeps us human. If you hurt her again, I'll make sure you pay for it. Red goes scary, but with no fightings against the rules. What are you gonna do? Lock me up? Been there, done that. Red. Why would I do that? You're already trapped here. You're already contained. That last line, I like that. That's cool. History. The earliest recorded mention of SCP-9000 was recovered from a Trappist monastery in Belgium. The document, written in Continental Proto-Gothic book script, is estimated to have been composed circa 1130 CE. The following excerpt has been translated. As I sip some water. Show original text. Oh, hey! It's even they even have it translated. That's cute. I'm gonna read the English version. Await the command of the Lord. We maintain our watch along the spine of the morning star, 30 strong. We need not for sustenance nor rest. Truly, this is a blessing. We no longer see the end, nor could we ever see the beginning. We attend to his holy word and participate within his holy order. Additional artifacts are presented. Yeah, artifacts are presented below. Each recovered in and around SCP-9000. They present multiple interpretations of the reward at the end of SCP-9000. Artifact inscription. Artifact carved effigy approximately 700 BCE. Effigy represents a previously unknown pagan deity, potentially associated with harvests, due to visual similarity between the limbs and tools used for harvest. The bloodstains indicate that this object may have been used in rituals by primitive SCP-9000 candidates to appease a perceived force that created a line. Artifact collection of Greek obolos, approximately 450 BCE. An assorted collection of obolos, commonly associated with Charon, historically used by candidates as a bargaining item due to perceived requirements of SCP-9000. I don't know what that is. Artifact Star Chart, 120 CE. approximately. This celestial map does not match any other known charts of astronomical objects. A number of star clusters have been indicated as important. The star chart is believed to have connection to a movement within SCP-9000 purporting extraterrestrial origins. Journal approximately 1650 CE. This journal contains the personal notes of Arnaud Dupont, a French nobleman who disappeared in 1641. Within it, Dupont details his analysis of SCP-9000 through Cartesianism. Ain't that fun? Concluding that SCP-9000 is a product of collective belief. It is unknown whether Dupont remains a 9000 candidate. Inscribed leather, approximately 1960 CE. Scrap of leather, most likely human in origin, inscribed with the following text: I miss your touch. Will you be there when I arrive? Attempts by the Foundation to reach the origin of SCP-9000 have failed, as it remains unknown what remains of the terminus of SCP-9000. Observational reports of Agent Red's behaviors. Agent Red's behavior has diverged significantly from her typically professional demeanor. The following report documents the hypothesized gradual influence of cognitive hazards on Agent Red as a result of SCP-9000 over the course of an estimated 9 months. Redwood Forest, Lakeview, California. Agent Red was observed sitting down on a log beside an older male individual. The older male began to cry, and Agent Red did not react. After a moment, however, she began to console the candidate. I dropped my bottle cap. Oops. I'll have to finish this real quick. It was just a sip. Let me just pick the cap up before I forget where it is and step on it and spook myself. Lord knows I'll end up doing it. Whoop. Shift it. There you are. And set you off to the side, open up a new bottle, and take a tentative sip. Crystalline Cavern, non-endemic. Agent Red has ceased writing standard status reports on her mental state. Agent Red claims this is because there's no point. Insubordination? I think it's just depression. Bay Lower subway station, defunct. Or Bay Lower sub... whatever. Who gives shit? Agent Red disclosed her awareness of the paranormal to a fellow candidate. The candidate died before the information could be spread. Disney World Utilidor is condemned. Agent Red was consoling a child of a candidate who had just been executed by the force governing SB9K. Rather than continuing the recording, Agent Red turned off her tape recorder. Yep, she's kind of sad. Suspecting that Agent Red had been compromised, Researcher Chambers continued her observation and analysis of Agent Red's behavior. Over the next months, Researcher Chambers followed from a distance to remove any potential influence on Agent Red's actions. After 12 weeks of analysis, she approached Agent Red for the final time in an attempt to mitigate the cognitive hazard. Oh, that's sad. Whoops. Agent Red voice recorder, SB-9000, log E. Following recording was captured at the request of Researcher Chambers. Red. Fine, I'm recording. Where the hell have you been? Chambers. I've been scavenging for food while trying to contact command. Red. Sure, because that worked the first 100 times. What were you really doing? Chambers. I was evaluating other candidates to further our research. Red. Evaluating? Thea, what does that mean? Chambers. I'm simply following procedure for your benefit. After all, our mission is important, isn't it? Red. I have the same basic training as you. I see what you're trying. Thought you said we were in this together. What changed? Chambers. I'm still the person you once knew, I can assure you that, but while you've been waiting, I have been continuing our mission so that I can properly understand the anomaly. I think I could save the world with it. I just have to make sure I'm analyzing every avenue, regardless of... Red. Regardless of what? What have you been doing, Thea? Researcher Chambers clears her throat. Chambers. I've been analyzing the rules and how they impact SB-9000 candidates, attempting to understand why some candidates are sent back while others are killed, let alone what the consequences came to be. Red. I'm sure you're getting some great insights watching us from a safe distance, right? Never one for taking risks. Chambers, you will be happy to know that I've begun speaking to other candidates directly as part of this research. Dialogue has been immensely helpful in understanding the desires and impulses of SB-9000 candidates. Red. Thea, you can't bullshit me. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to do, presenting just enough information so that I can give you what you want without compromising the integrity of your project, aren't you? You would normally run tests with D-Class by now, but... Researcher Chambers does not respond. Red. Have you been running tests? Chambers, I can assure you that anything I've done has been within standard testing protocols. I'm doing it for your sake. Red, you can't justify that. You know that, right, Thea? You know that, right? Thea, these are people. You can't just play with our fates like we're... Chambers, like you're what, anomalies? Agent Red does not respond. The faint noise of a journal clasp opening and pencil and paper is heard. Red, Thea, stop. You really taking notes on me right now? Chambers. Agent Red, I am simply fulfilling the Foundation's mission. We're aligned on that, no? Red, you don't even see... Red. You don't even see me as a person. You don't see anybody as more than just part of the line. Chambers. Please refer to please refer to it as SCP-9000. Red. That's what you take issue with? What happened to the woman I could trust with anything? Chambers. Agent Red, I'm worried about you. You're not acting like yourself. You know that we're still on the same side, just... Red. I don't think we are. Please don't talk to me again. Go home. Go back to your family. Go to the Foundation with your research. Take credit for everything. I don't care anymore. And take this with you. That way you'll have proof of what I rebelled. Proof that I rebelled. Updated mission objectives. My suspicions have been confirmed that SCP-9000 influences candidates to turn against their own beliefs through cognitohazardous means. Therefore, any future agents embedded within SCP-9000 should undergo cognitohazard resistance training and require a minimum milligram score of 95% or higher. This is to ensure that embedded agents remain loyal to the SCP Foundation's objectives. As I can no longer rely on Agent Red, I plan to redouble my efforts in understanding SCP-9000 candidates and the rules governing them. Early tests have shown promising results, and I am certain they hold the key to controlling SCP-9000. While the way things were left between myself and Agent Red is regrettable, I will not allow it to impact my objectivity. Once I have a full understanding of SCP-9000 and how we can use it, I will contact Command, and then extraction can be discussed. Let me sip some water. It's getting good. Well, I mean, I already got good. Got good ages ago. I like it so far, by the way. I like the line aspect a lot. How it's kind of background. Files that have the anomaly as almost part of the background always get me good. I like it. I like this one a lot. Researcher Chambers' initial test results are included below. Test parameters and results. Parameter. Researcher attempted to push candidate out of SCP-9000. Result. Candidate was pushed a few feet but remained within the line. Subject reacted marginally. Parameter. Subject D was influenced to attempt cutting in 9K. Subject D was bisected vertically by an unseen force. Subject H was revived with a knife. Subject H successfully eliminated 3 candidates without drawing attention. On attacking the 4th, an unseen force dragged the individual out of 9K where they were drawn and quartered. So is it caught, or you get 3 and you're out? 3 strikes and you're out and all that? Subject J attempted to push Subject L out of SCP-9000. Whoops, that was a parameter. Result. Subject L was held in place by an unknown force. Subject J was anomalously dragged backwards beside the line until they had lost approximately 200 positions. Parameter. Subject M was provided with masonry equipment and instructed to weaken the cliff as SCP-9K ran along. Result. 6 candidates later, the cliff collapsed, killing approximately 30 candidates. 9K was immediately rerouted to avoid the new obstacle via a tunnel which appeared through the rock face and remained unharmed. Maybe it's not 3 strikes and you're out. That's interesting. Maybe it actually is get caught. I like guessing things as we go along in case you haven't noticed. Agent Red voice recorder, SCP-9000 log F. Didn't she? Was it the recorder? Voice recorder log E. This was done. Doesn't say. Voice recorder log F. Recovered in June 2006. That's when it happened. Agent Red voice recorder SCP-9000 log F. This recording was recovered in June 2006. It is believed to have been captured after researcher Chambers' departure. The following note was found attached to the recovered magnetic tape canister. You're never lonely in the line. A time capsule stuck surrounded by everything you once knew. Something that should never change, right? Before you understand the consequences for breaking the rules, before you see the punishments every time you close your eyes, before you can see them. A crackling sound can be heard in the background as wind audibly blows. Unknown birds call in the background. Red. Near the campfire. Dubois, you know where they got the... Dubois. Not a campfire. Funeral pyre. Fire burns audibly. Multiple voices can be heard murmuring. Isobel. Does anybody remember the last time they were at a funeral? Mine, I think it was for the line. Red. Why burn the body instead of burying them? Silence. As the fire begins to burn, coughs are heard amidst the crackles, and as unidentified bird song is captured. Isobel. Once an educator is done with you, there are too many pieces to bury. Nathan. Am I doing a voice, by the way? I don't know. It just fits the name Isobel. I know an Isobel. Don't sound like that, no, but I know an Isobel. Nathan. We shouldn't be talking about them, so please just take one with me and think about the things we've all lost. Remember them? Brief moment of silence. Dubois. I miss seeing my daughter, with her hair tied up, as she's waist deep in a bog, huge grin across her face. I swear, I see her face somewhere off in the line just once a month, at least once a month. GN, I miss movie theaters. I love just putting the rest of my life on pause for an hour or two, escaping into a story that would have a beginning, middle, and end. I miss endings. Damn, Jan, you fucking hit me on the gut. Nathan, I guess we're sharing now? Might sound weird, but I miss my job. I miss the routine and the smell of shop and smoke breaks. Isobel, same. It's not the big things I miss, it's the little things. I miss having choices. A log shifts as the fire snaps. Red. My turn then. I miss having a purpose. Miss having feeling like I had a meaning in my life, you know? I used to have a goal, aspirations, and objective beyond just survival. Here? Here I'm just waiting. Feel like I lost everything the moment I joined the line. I think we all feel like that. A bird call is heard, much louder than before. It sounds like it originates from behind Agent Red. Dubois. You still have your life. You still get your reward. Isobel. Surviving in the line is a struggle, a fight for your life, just like it was before the line. Every day you have to choose to persist. At least here your neighbors understand. Here you're never alone. Nathan. You've all of us, the entire line. We understand exactly what you're feeling. You know that, right? Agent Red could be heard crying. Damn it! Am I gonna? Oh, what the? Oh, I love it already. Am I gonna have to cry before I go to bed? Let me tell you, folks, ain't nothing new. But am I gonna have to cry before I go to bed? Today was fine and had a shift towards the end of it. Addendum 3, 9000-1 instances. Enforcement of rules. After nearly a decade of research, I finally found a drawing that I believe addresses how the rules of SCP-9000 are enforced. This is the proof I needed. The evidence that there are entities enforcing the rules of SCP-9000. I do believe you may be able to take advantage of SCP-9000-1 entities. This girl is sounding like a fucking Marshall Carter and Dark Agent more than an SCP Foundation agent, huh? Take advantage of, control, all that shit. Probably for sell. Sell the line. That'd be something interesting. If I can understand how the rules are determined, I should be able to change them. And if I can do that, maybe I can make Agent Red say the truth. I think I found the cognito hazard. Researcher chambers. SCP-9000-1 instances referred to by candidates as adjudicators are entities that enforce the rules of SCP-9000. They are imperceptible to all but SCP-9000 candidates and have an unknown origin. Due to the inability to capture photographic evidence of SCP-9000-1 instances, the following verbal and written descriptions are presented. Recovered sketch of SCP-9000-1. It's this wicked awesome fucking... what are they called? Let me look this up exactly. Pathologic bird fucker guys. What are they called? Executors. It almost kind of maybe looks like to me an executor with wicked ass like scythe hands, and it's like form. It looks like it's almost covered in like burlap, or maybe it's just the color that is making me think like that. Its shape is like very. It's asymmetrical, right? Its legs look like gnarled tree roots. These right here almost look like ribs poking out. The little scythe hands. It's so fucking sick, dude. I love it. Oh, and it tells me right there. Anatomy. Head. Avian, with nearly translucent skin covering the bone. No eyes, beak not open. Torso. Mammalian, composed of limestone or a similar compound. Legs. 4 legs, covered in jagged points, composed of the same material as the torso. Arms. 3 segments, third replacing the autopodium. Each is composed of the same stone material, final segment being a long, narrow, and regularly kept in vertical orientation. Hands. Attached to the third arm segment is a sharp protrusion between 3 to 5 feet. Long, tapering to a point, a membrane connects the end point to the pseudo-wrist, sharpened to a cutting edge. The membrane has been noted as carving through both stone, metal, and bone with ease. Biology. 9K-1 does not appear to have a circadian rhythm, nor have they been observed to sleep. Instances appear to be constantly shedding and regenerating the material that constitutes the majority of their body. Instances appear to draw sustenance from SCP-9000 itself through unknown methods. I argue they don't even need to eat, really, but that's just a me thing, no. Instances are capable of vocalization with modulation of tone despite no visible syrinx. That's fun. Psychology. Instances appear to exhibit signs of sadism, hatred, and spite. Can you confirm that? Additional recovered depiction of SCP-9000-1. It's a little stain image, right? Sketch. I think it's cute. It's cool. Agent Red Voice Recorder, 9000 log G. Following log is captured sometime between 1955, 1960, and 1965. Later recovered sometime in May 1994. Weird. Anachronistic, these logs are. Red, recording now. I'm in what appears to be a forest, and I think the line is much more isolated here. I think this is what others have called a slow segment. Can't see the next person ahead of me, but I know the path forward, unless the next candidate is just a few steps ahead. Looks like the line is stretched. A bird song is heard loudly. A branch cracks, a sign of metal gouging as the song can be heard. Red, I'm not alone. Bird calls echo through the surrounding environment. These calls do not match any recorded birds in the Foundation databases, both anomalous and mundane. Is that an agitator? A gurgling chirp is heard. Amidst an atonal bird song sounding like a scratched record. It gets louder until labored breathing can be heard on the recording. Red, I still don't see it. Labored breathing continues as the other sounds within the anomalous forest fade to silence. Within a minute, the only sounds are Agent Red's breathing and the unknown entity's breathing. Red, what are you waiting to? I whispered. I hope that picked up. That's actually I like that. That's fun. I can't explain more in any other way. It's fun. Hold on, I have to respond to some. I had to win something. Once contact was established with the Foundation, based on her current understanding of SCP-9000-1 instances, the following proposal was drafted by researcher Chambers, presented remotely to the O5. Proposal for utilization of 9000-1 instances as humanoid anomaly containment. 9000 instances present a unique opportunity to the SP Foundation. Not only are they physically strong, but they adhere to a predictable set of rules and regulations. In that way, they are no different than telekill or alternative anomalies that are utilized in containment. Therefore, once the Foundation has established control over SCP-9000, propose that the Q be used to contain human anomalies, regardless of object class. This would reduce the space used for containment and would allow the Foundation to establish a stronger presence in SCP-9000 through proxies. I believe that we may be able to manipulate, directly change, or influence the rules that are enforced within SCP-9000 once Foundation presence within it gains critical mass. By utilizing SCP-9000 for containment, we will not only be saving billions per year, but we will be saving lives. Why in the hell does she even believe that they can change the rules? Am I missing something in the file, or is there like a cognitive hazardous thing, or is she just obsessive? Chambers' proposal was directed 9 to 4, based on her outdated perception of containment. That's cute. She is from the past, no? Or rather was stuck in a temporal area for. However, based on her independent research of SCP-9000 and her prolonged loyalty to the Foundation, she received a field promotion to senior researcher. Senior researcher Chambers was instructed to continue identifying methods of control while the Foundation renewed efforts to embed Foundation aids within SCP-9000. Agent Red, voice recorder, SCP-9000 log I. This log is presented as an example of the cultural groups endemic to SCP-9000, especially the ways characters maintain a connection to baseline reality. Following note was attached. I still think a lot about what you said when you accused me of betrayal. It hurt. More than your betrayals, because this time I knew you meant it. You're just as helpless as I am, aren't you? Stuck? When did you decide my fate for me? When I first joined? Give you that right. Ernest, 68. Kara, 28. Unidentified parking lot. Right. Excuse me, sir, you can move ahead. There's a gap. We're in a fast segment. We need to stay together. Ernest, there's a. Oh, yes, quite. Thank you, my dear. Red, always happy to be of use. Ernest, I appreciate it. I haven't been in this line for very long, but I have truly come to appreciate the people who surround me. It's been less than a week, and already I feel like I consider all of you family. Right? A week? How is that? Kara, Ernie, it's been longer than a week, remember? Oh, he's dementia. It's been longer than a week, remember? Ernest, longer than a... Oh, right. Longer than a week, but not much longer. Thank you, Kara. It's nice to have a friend of mine who can help me keep track of everything. It's just so much to remember. Kara, yeah, of course. Happy to. Pause in the conversation. Footsteps can be heard. A din of leather on stone echoing in the vast space. Birds cry in the distance. Ernest, I think I'll just sit down and close my eyes for a short time. Wake me up in 30. Kara, it's 10 minutes now. I guess they weren't happy about the gaps. Ernest, right. Wake me up in 9 minutes then, would you, Kara? Of course, get some rest. Red. Hey, it's Kara, right? I've seen you two ahead of me for a while now. It seems like he's almost detached from reality. Is everything okay with him? Kara, it's complicated. Physically, he is as healthy as a 68-year-old man in the line can be. His health is almost frozen in time, you know? He's had the same cough for years. It doesn't get any worse and it doesn't get any better. It just stays the same. Red, if you can move, you can stay here forever. But why does he seem to think he's only been waiting for a week? Kara, early stages of dementia. He got his diagnosis just before he joined the line, you know. Wasn't much at first. At least he didn't say anything about it. He was still working when he found the line. Red, were you co-workers? Kara, I'm his daughter. A rock can be heard falling to the ground nearby. Red, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Kara, yeah, don't worry about it. You didn't know. Neither does he. Red, it was that bad and he was still going to work? Kara, every day, 5 days a week. Same job he worked for 30 years. Doing the same thing, same office, same town he grew up in. My dad loved routine, you know? He lived his life in the same way for decades. Only change being the rest of the world. Red, that sounds like a nightmare. Kara, yeah, I couldn't live like that. I moved away when I was 21 to the city, leaving him and my mom behind. I had dreams, aspirations that were bigger than our little community. Red, how did you two end up on the line? Kara, I got a letter from him. I guess the line had gone past the mailbox. He managed to slip it in during a moment of lucidity. It asked for me to come and help, so I did everything I could to find him. Red, and you found him? Kara, I found the line, or at least the end, somehow. Maybe it was fate, maybe it's some kind of fucked up genetics, but I found it. I joined it. I waited, hoping my dad was waiting too. How long were you waiting to find him? Months, I think. I was almost ready to leave when right around the corner there he was. Same suspenders, same slacks, same glasses, and the same optimistic look on his face. He explained the line to me like we were both new. I I didn't tell him I was daughter. For a week, at least. Red. But he forgot? Kara. I stopped trying for the 30th time. It just hurt too much. Red. How long have you wanted to lead the line? Kara. Since I joined it, but I can't leave him. He needs me, even if he doesn't know that it's me. Red. And he doesn't feel the same way about the line? Are you kidding me? It's a little like work, but better. He just stands around all day, every day, and the shit we see is always new to him. I'm jealous, truthfully. Red, at least you get to spend time with him? Sure. I get to spend time in eternity waiting in a fucking line. How wonderful. Red, it's just... You never know the last time you're gonna see your family. Kara. I just wish I could spend the rest of eternity with the dad I remembered, not the dad who forgets who I am every single day. But I know that if we left, he would only get worse, at least. At least we got to stand side by side. Kara, how long have you waited in line? Since, goddamn, 1953. A long time. Kara, do you have family waiting for you out there? Red, I hope they're not waiting for me. I don't deserve that, and neither do they. This one's gonna make me cry before I have to go to bed. Oh, fuck you, Quirius. It's amazing. Thank you for writing it. Understanding candidate migration patterns. Again, another article that's like a tale. Oh my god, my fucking... You captured my heart. Fuck you. Understand. Thank you. Understanding candidate migration patterns. I can see why it's so highly rated. The previous understanding of SCP-9000 was that candidates can only either move forwards when another candidate leaves or is removed, or backwards when breaking a minor rule. Recently, I have discovered. Uh, I lost track. My pals are talking about the game. I won, by the way. I found an image that said I won, so I won. It's also immutable, and I can no longer be involved in the game. I win forever. Sorry if I made you lose, but hey, go find the image. You'll win. Recently, I had discovered that there are methods of moving ahead in the line without breaking Rule 2. It appears that, by assisting 9000-1 instances in identifying rule breakers or otherwise ensuring the rules are enforced, candidates will be rewarded and moved ahead within 9000. Severity of the rule broken by the other party appears to dictate how far you moved ahead, from a marginal adjustment to significant shifts. This contributes to the seemingly chaotic migration of candidates within SCP-9000. In my attempts to fully survey candidate migration, I have uncovered an additional difficulty in tracking SCP-9000. As candidates cross the midway point of 9000, they begin to abstract from tangible reality, appearing to fade. This fading also impacts the environs surrounding the SCP-9000 and is hypothesized to be a form of anomalous camouflage, similar to that of SCP-9000-1 instances. As a result, we're unable to observe 9K beyond the midpoint. Therefore, I recommend any embedded Foundation agents assist 9000-1 entities in enforcing the rules to accelerate our forward movement. It is critical we gain direct insights to 9000 beyond the fading point. While other candidates may object to this kind of intervention, the majority do not appear to care. Foundation training in enforcing normalcy will be directly applicable in this context, and initial tests have been promising. Back to Red, thank you. Red, voice recorder, 9000 log M. Following log is found within Senior Researcher's Chamber's personal effects following her passing in 2019. Megan, 30. Arid mountain desert, exoplanar, silicon-based. Red. I think I just saw somebody in line using magic. Let's let a hand talk low-level thaumaturgy. I'm gonna talk to them. Shuffling noise is heard as Agent Red moves her tape recorder. Hi, can I ask you a weird question? Megan. Weirder than the rest of our lives? Red. Fair. This question's a bit more, touchy. Megan. Well, now I'm curious. Go ahead and ask. I'm an open book. Red. Are you a member of the Serpent's Hand? For a moment, only Agent Red's breathing can be heard. Megan. I'll show you mine and show yours. Foundation, then? Red. Yeah, I used to be. Name's Eliana. Megan. You know, normally I'd spit at you and try to focus you missing, but what's the point? We're all friends here, ain't we? Red. I mean, for whatever it's worth, I don't have a mission anymore. Megan. You're not here to dominate the line under the Foundation's cold, not cruel keel? Red. Yeah, right. I don't think they know I exist, and honestly, I'm glad. They didn't exist neither. Megan. Oh, did you finally break through the indoctrination? Good for you. Red. Something like that. You miss it? Megan. Miss what? Indoctrination? Red. No, do you miss the hand? Megan. Not really. Haven't done anything for the hand in a long time. More like my vestigial tail I cut off years ago. You? Red. Do I miss the Foundation? I think I miss being part of something bigger, you know? Megan. You miss being part of a colonialist authoritarian regime that enforces normalcy? Red. God, no. I just miss having somebody I could rely on, somebody who I could trust in my life, somebody I knew I could always have my back. Megan. When was the last time you talked to someone from back then? Bird call can be heard, and H.R.M. hums along to the tones. Red. Those researchers walking the line with me back when I discovered it. Thea. Megan. Happened to her, she? Red. She didn't die. She decided that containing knowledge is more important than promised to me. A loud bird cry is heard distinctly, followed by a short scream. It echoes. Megan. I'm sorry. Sounds like a city friend. Where are they now? Sitting comfy at some Foundation think tank? Red. She's still watching the line. Still studies me to this day. Thinks I don't notice her, keeping her distance. Just wish she would talk to me again. Megan. Well, don't know about her, but you can talk to me at any time. Anything used to matter. Friends, lovers, obligations. They don't mean anything here. We don't need it, though. You know, we're all bound together by one invisible ribbon. Each and every one of us that stands here waiting. Like I said, we're all friends here. An unknown male laughs loudly into the conversation. We're all friends here? You really believe that this life is any different because we're all in a line? Red. Excuse me. Wait. Marcos. That's what the name tag says. Megan. You know this asshole? Red. Unfortunately. He ain't worth it. Just ignore him. Marcos. Seriously, do you think it's just some hippie commune that we all want the same thing, so we must understand each other on some deeper level? That's rich. Red can be heard intensely regulating her breathing. There's still winners, and there's certainly still losers. We are surrounded by losers, corpses that couldn't handle waiting, cowards who gave up. Still a competition, just like the real world. Megan. In the real world, we have poverty, hunger, wars, capitalism, homo, Marcos. Of course you'd be one of those, he chuckles. Nothing was ever your fault, was it? Red. What do you want? Marcos. Trying to do you both a favor. Might be surrounded by towers of stone and pillars of salt, but you can't change human nature. There will always be those who are superior, and there will always be competition. Do you really want to be left behind? Red. You need that, don't you? You like to pretend like you mattered, right? But you used to brag out your job, your money, your cars, right? So arrogant you can't even rationalize, you're still lying to yourself. Fact is, Marcos, you're broken. Can't even admit it. Been standing in a line for what, over 20 years? You still think that the real world matters more? Marcos. Clearly. You don't know what you're talking. Red. No, I know exactly what you're talking about. You felt powerful, but no matter who you were, I can guarantee that I was more important. Could erase you from the world with a smile on my face. Got a reward for it too. Played the game better than you did. You ever did, rather. Agent Red laughs lightly. Red. None of that matters. It's all made up. Things we create to help us get through the day. One more promotion, one more house, a new car, all those stupid goals we cling to because we think they make our lives mean something. Megan. We are what gives life meaning. People, not ideas, not things, other human beings. Red. Right. Right? Marcos, you can pretend as much as you like, dream that nothing really matters. Doesn't change the fact that I'm going to get to the front of the line and you won't. It's a simple fact. Figure can be heard moving away. There's a moment of silence. Megan, wow, what a piece of shit. Are you okay? Red, me? Yeah, sorry. Sorry, just thinking about something. Megan, don't let him get to you. You're better than that. You know what? That the systems are just somebody else's ideal. He's too stupid to ever see through it and never realize that wealth and power are meaningless. Red, it's all meaningless. Megan, exactly. But the line, that's pure reality. Just people in a place talking to each other. Part of something bigger than ourselves, all equal in the line. We get to mean something here. Red. Do we? Addendum 4. Purpose of SCP-9000. The origins of SCP-9000 remain unknown, and, as a result, the original purpose behind its creation is not understood. This has the additional effect of there not being clues towards... Sorry, slow down something. Additional effect to there not being clues towards the nature of the reward at the end of SCP-9000. While candidates speculate, there has been no confirmed contact with a candidate who's reached the end of SCP-9000. It is currently believed that the further along SCP-9000 a candidate progresses, what was that? Sorry, I just have to check how long I'm recording. Candidate progresses. Where the fuck was I? What? The more information they understand about the anomaly. This has been shown through candidates further along SCP-9000 having better understandings of the rules and more specific beliefs regarding the reward. While no intentionally embedded Foundation agents have crossed the midpoint, Agent Red is believed to be the closest Foundation asset to the threshold. While direct contact has been delayed by the request of Senior Researcher Chambers, it is critical that Red's loyalty is ensured prior to losing contact. Voice Recorder 9000 Log P. Following log is placed on a makeshift grave beside 9000, believed to have been recorded approximately in 1982, based on the decomposition of the buried 9000 candidate. Recording begins midway through a bird call. Tuna's unbalanced harmony begins. Multiple entities recorded. Red. Do you understand me when I talk to you? Of course, the bird song continues, interspersed with gurgling chirping. Why do you follow the rules? Why do you make us follow the rules? Do you even know what the rules are, or is that just an instinct? Chorus accelerates the tune. Additional entities join the song and surrounds the recording. I don't know why I'm asking. I guess I just hope that somehow you might have been like me. Chorus lowers their volume, softer, atonal melody continuing. Single 9001 entity begins to vocalize a pattern of chirps, coughs, and screams. Melody is strained. I wish you would answer me. A moment later, the ancient rite attempts to sing along with the melody. Birdsong cuts out abruptly and the wind blows in the background. No other sounds are heard. I shed my shackles to join a chain gang. I haven't learned anything. Maybe the end of the line will teach me what it all means. Notice of resignation. Complacent is the best way to describe 9,000 candidates. Despite the discomfort experienced and the constant, unending labor involved in waiting within SB9K, candidates persist. After nearly 4 decades of research, I am convinced that SB9K candidates are cognitohazardly influenced to prioritize advancement within SB9000. Compare nebulous and I keep swapping what I say. 9000, 9K, 9000, whatever. To compare the nebulous and unattainable reward to common motivations within baseline reality, such as promotion or monetary compensation. Logic dictates that the tangible reward should be more appealing. However, despite this, when offered monetary compensation for their departure for the line, SB9000 candidates will have unanimously rejected my offers, noting that they will soon be closer to the end. This does not make sense. Even with my prolonged research and extensive notes, I do not feel as though I understand why candidates act the way that they do, any better than when Agent Red and I first found the anomaly. I wonder if she has insights that could help us understand how the cognitohazard works, tell us why candidates seem to no longer care about anything before our progress. But I know I can't approach her. Not after this long, not after the way I left things. Even if I did, would she still talk to me? She's still loyal after all these years? I don't know. Maybe I'm just jaded, tired, and ready to go home. Whatever discoveries lie further along SCP-9000, those are longer mine to unveil. Hope to one day see our containment goals fully realized, so that one day we can change the fate of the world, but I leave that in capable hands of the 9000 research team, Senior Researcher Chambers. Voice recorder Log X. Most recent discovered long to date, based on the lack of environmental damage to the canister. We believe this recording was made between 3 to 6 months prior to recovery. Following note was found attached. I give up. Red. I'm making a recording, but I don't know why anymore. It's a habit, like the people who tap their feet while we wait or keep track of their footsteps. It's pointless, but somehow provides some small comforts. Rather, it did. Agent Red coughs. Sounds of rubble being disturbed can be heard. There was a minor tunnel collapse along the line's path just ahead of me. Haven't been rerouted yet. This wasn't an accident. I don't think so. At least, their song told me they were coming to collect on something long overdue. She pauses and can be heard panting. I found a body. I'm gonna try to pull it out. They can at least have a proper. There's a minute of silence in the recording. I know him. His head is crushed, but that's the same pair of coveralls. Guess you weren't any better than any of us, were you? Agent Red sighs heavily. I should feel something. I know that. Even at my worst, when I was on a mission, a small part of me would feel remorse when killing the innocents that didn't die, crying out each time, wishing that circumstances could have been different. It tried to numb me, but it never took. I just got better at hiding it. Agent Red chuckles. A distant bird call echoes. Here, I had to leave all that behind. Thought that people were my reason now, that the community was what mattered. I would mourn each person that didn't make it to the end, bury whatever remained of the candidates that couldn't cut it. I had friends, a found family. Agent Red forces air out of her nose. Her teeth can be heard chattering. I needed to matter to them. I couldn't live standing around waiting for myself. I needed people who could count on me, rely on me, be there for them. Rely on me to be there for them. I needed other people to give my life meaning. Held on to that for the first half of my weight, like a safety blanket. Damn, girl, don't I fucking know it. Agent Red begins to cry before stopping abruptly. There's a moment of silence in the recording. A second later, Agent Red takes a few slow breaths. I never needed any of this. I just thought I did. I'm not hungry anymore because I just don't want to eat. Hey, I know that. I don't need to sleep because it's pointless. I know that. I've abandoned so many things that are imaginary, the last few tethers that keep me to reality. And now? Now I'm adrift, staring at the corpse of someone who I once hated, feeling absolutely nothing. Agent Red could be heard walking. I should catch up. Mine's waiting for me. We're getting close to the end here now, unless there's a secret, another fucking addendum. Addendum 5, First Contact. Following the recovery of Log X in September 2024. Hey, recent. Foundation attempts to locate Agent Red were redoubled in hopes that direct contact could be established prior to her impending disappearance. MTF teams were dispatched to the dead drop location and began to follow SB9K. Within weeks, Agent Eliana Red was identified based on the exact Visual Master Foundation ID. MTF Captain Quinn Chambers received authorization from command with instructions to attempt to confirm Agent Red's loyalty to the Foundation and encourage her to remain within 9K. Following that, Chambers was instructed to compel Agent Red to exit 9K, return to Foundation control, such that her experiences could be extracted. September 19, 2024, Agent Red was approached by MTF Captain Quinn Chambers. Ooh, dread is pulling in my gut. This will be good. First contact. Following footage was captured by Captain Chambers' body cam. Captain Chambers' body camera was pointed towards SCP-9000. Candidates are all varying levels of transparency, and the environment surrounding them was similarly faded. Exception is Agent Red, who can see clearly. Chambers approaches her directly. Excuse me, are you Agent Ileana Red? Agent Red doesn't turn. I guess so. Captain Chambers. Thank God. My name is Captain Quinn Chambers, and I'm here to make good an old promise. Foundation's been looking for you for a long time now. You okay? Any injuries? Agent Red finally turns, glances at Captain Chambers. Red. Now that you mention it, I'm starting to feel this pain in my ass. Drop the yak, get to your point. Captain Chambers. I know that you've been by yourself for a long time, and I can't imagine what you've gone through. I've been sent to check on you and report back to the Foundation about your mission, but before that, may I check your vitals? Red. Don't bother. Haven't had a pulse in years, let alone a mission. She pauses, tilting her head. Why'd they send you? Why try after this long? Chambers. We found your logs. You've been serving the Foundation consistently for... Red. The Foundation doesn't matter anymore. I don't know if it ever did. Chambers reactivates the radio in their helmet. Or activates the radio in their helmet. Quietly. Rescue Team Omicron 8. Please be advised the Agent Red appears to be under compulsion of some kind. Get a doctor's psychiatrist ready, please. Red. I'm fine. I don't need a doctor. I don't need therapy. I don't need another bullshit attempt at enforcing my loyalty. You can go. Chambers. Agent Red, listen to me. You're unwell. You've been for a long time. Command told me to keep you in SCP-9000 no matter what. He shakes his head. Oh, so dude. But that's not what you need. You need to escape this. Let me take you home. I know it can be hard to just let go of something you've been clinging on to as a lifeline for so long. You know, and sometimes our missions become a crutch. Whether or not we call it that. Become an obsession. Only way we make it through the day. I know what you're going through and I want to help you. Bad start. Red, do you? Do you really want to help me? Agent Red turns away, taking a step as the line shifts. Captain Chambers follows suit alongside. Chambers, I do. You survived. You succeeded. Agent Red, you went above and beyond what anybody at the Foundation could ever have expected, but your fight is over now. And you can relax. You finally let go. You're gonna come in from the cold, be celebrated as a hero. Captain Chambers removes his helmet, holding it in one hand, and places the other on Agent Red's shoulder. I know it can be terrifying. I've been in deep cover before. Sometimes you do the same thing for so long you can't imagine a world without your mission. So that to exist exclusively for a purpose, get you to the worst moments, telling yourself that you're doing what you're doing will be worth it in the end. But now you're at the end. You aren't alone. You're with you. Come on, let's take you home. Moment of silence for Agent Red breathed a dry chuckle. You're still telling the same lies all these years later. I don't think you understand, do you? Chambers. Understand what? Red. There's nothing to get back to. Chambers. You have a place at the Foundation, I promise you that. Your expertise will... Red. I don't care. What's the point? Captain Chambers sighs, removing a folded photograph from his pocket. He unfolds it and shows it to Agent Red. It's bad. Bad choice. Chambers. This is a picture of me and my parents. Sometimes when I'm in the middle of nothingness, I look at it and remember what I do this for. My mom taught me to persist no matter what. What about your family? You still think about him? Oh, sorry. Also, he pauses, putting the photo away. Red. No, I don't. Chambers. Agent Red. Red. Stop calling me Agent. That's not who I am. Captain Chambers. My apologies. Eliana, please, listen to me. Thea told me about what you used to be like. I've heard the stories for years, but this isn't you. You're being brainwashed and believing that waiting in this line is all that matters. Part of this obsession that everybody who encounters SCP-9000 shares. You need to wake up. This isn't Red. Why bother? Nothing is out there for me. Chambers. Not even the slightest parts of you misses the real world? Red. No. She turns and stares at Captain Chambers with an empty glare. I don't care about the line. I don't care about waiting. I don't care about you, me, or anybody else in this godforsaken queue. I don't care anymore. You get it now? Chambers. You've been gone for 70 years. Understandably, you're feeling conflict. Red. Chambers, don't patronize me. It's never worked. Captain Chambers. What am I supposed to do? Red. You can leave. Please don't talk to me again. Go home. Go back to your family. Go to the Foundation. Tell them whatever you want. Won't change anything. Captain Chambers. I won't abandon you. I'll be back every day until you remember how much the world matters. Red. Don't bother. Her eyes show a moment of lucidity. The only thing that I want is to know what's at the end of this line. Only a certain thing, only thing I care about, only thing that matters. Chambers. Eliana, you, Red. Nothing else matters. Agent Red reaches into her pocket, moving the tape recorder and a folded piece of paper. She throws them to Captain Chambers, who picks them both off the ground. Red. Bring these to your commanders. I don't need them. Say hello to your mother. Chambers. I can't. She's dead. Agent Red does not react. Captain Chambers hesitates, turning away. He turns off the recording. This footage was the last sighting of Captain Elena Red. Embedded Foundation agents within SCP-9000 have been instructed to make contact if possible. She might resume employment. Last contact with Agent Red. It's a crude picture of a spiral. On the second layer from the outside, it says you are here. As you can imagine, there's a long way to go in the line. Reference to spiral gestalt, or the path to below one entry, or just a nice idea. Wow, I'm gonna cry later. This was amazing. This was flawlessly done. I love the character of Chambers so much. I wonder if someone will make a tale for this one day. This one was amazing. Is that in the background? Is that the little educator? You see that right there where my mouse is? Brighten your screen might help. Let's brighten our screens now. Has the little geometric shapes in the background. I want to see if they change. It don't seem it. Worth a shot. Let's keep going just in case. Every now and again, the white dots hurt my eyes, or the white patches hurt my eyes. I'm focusing on the left going down and on the right going up. I'll check that. Seems so far the left is all the same. And now the right side seems to be the same. Okay. I think it's just a neat little background thing. I was kind of hoping that would matter to the story, like, right? If like the background would have like a face in it or something to that effect, like this thing a quiet madness made, if I remember correctly, is the no this thing. What is it? Is it this thing a quiet madness made? The SCP number I forgot. Wouldn't it be nice there? Yeah, this thing a quiet madness made, which I believe says like it like talks it like after a while makes a it like says some words. I forget which ones they are. I haven't read it in a long time. It's a good one though. I was hoping that something to that effect would happen on the background. A shame. I'm sure we'll encounter a file eventually that does that. Well, at least we have the little agitator in the background, or that's what I believe that is anyway. Aquarius, you did fucking amazing work, folks. Or lad, last, whatever the hell. Pal, I guess. Those will both be in the description. Please vote as you see fit. The fucking single file. That was good. That was good. That was good. Right kick in the teeth after Unbroken was. Man, you're gonna make me cry, folks. I wonder if you like. Oh my god, wouldn't that be amazing? This is gonna sound weird. Whoever manages to make me cry on recording and I still post that, that's a mark of pride. I can't wait for that to happen during this contest. I'm sure it will. Oh, I can feel the tears welling in my eyes already. Well and truly, I adored that one. That one was so good. Why are they all so good? Well, I know why. It's because the Foundation has the best fucking writers this side of the Mississippi, yeah? This wonderful little collaborative writing space we all share. Oh, I'm getting sentimental. Fuck. Point is, love it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Loved both of the entries that I read tonight. I'm gonna I'm gonna cry later though. Definitely not the kick in the jaw I needed tonight. But when did I ever need it, eh? Hey, we finished just in time for 12 a.m. to hit as I'm recording this. Anyway, I cannot wait to see you all in the next SCP-9000 articles reading. I cannot wait to read White People. That's the funniest fucking name. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Oh, we have so many to go for. I can read White People. I'm gonna have to do these in the fucking afternoons too. I need to catch up. I cannot wait to catch up. Oh my god, this will be so fun. Don't you all agree? I hope you do. Again, please do go on and vote on these as you see fit. Until then, well, I hope I catch you next time. Thank you for watching. Thank you for reading as well. Maybe tell the friends you have that the 9K contest is ongoing. Get them in early. Get your hooks in. Something good. Show them Unbroken. That one. Fuck. Show them Single File. That one's something different. One thing to point out, I like that so far. These are all. Pizza Freak was a fun little romp in the Foundation like centered world, right? Wood of Worlds was so many exploratory logs. It was all so wonderful. I love the little ecology as well. And these two, Single File and Unbroken, phenomenal like character pieces that tell you a story. They all told you a story, but this one, these two focused in on that a lot. And I like that a lot. There's something for everyone here. Please do explore this in your own time. Or, if you'd like, you can wait for when I do it. I don't mind no company at all. Now, I'll actually take my leave now. Have a good night, day, afternoon, whatever. And do yourself a favor and read something happy afterwards. Hey? Have a good day.